Fashion with chamomile. Gonna see what's back in style.
Hello, my name is Kate, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I have a new intro now that I just designed and my boyfriend sang the song for, so I hope you like it. I'm really happy with it. If it's a little janky, that's because I don't know how to animate, but I'm really trying, so yeah, I hope you liked it. This is going to be a tour of my magical possessions. Things that have so much beauty and magic to their stories that they've become enchanted to me. So the first one is this little mouse in hand. She's ceramic. Her name was Susie when I was a little kid. She was given to me by my mother, and I'm pretty sure she was like one of her dolls in her dollhouse. And she actually, my mom, for my birthday when I was 8 years old, she painted my dollhouse blue. And it was her childhood dollhouse from when she was a little kid, and she painted it blue for my 8th birthday. And it was so beautiful the way that it was new to us, because it was new to me as an 8-year-old, and it was the perfect time to get a dollhouse because I just had always loved miniatures and dolls, and I've been always passionate about cute little things. Like, I don't know, it makes my heart sing more than anything else. Like, if you want to know anything about me, as a kid, I wanted to be an IKEA set decorator. Like, I just love dollhouses, and I just love decorating, and it's my favorite thing to do. So there was definitely the little mouse in hand was something I used to play in my dollhouse with. Like, I would put her in my dollhouse. So she's very important to me, and I put her in this little ceramic hand because it's like a little hand holding a mouse. It's so cute, and I think it's perfect, and it's just on my dresser. I call it my altar, which is just the top of my dresser where I put things that feel meaningful to me on. So like photos of my boyfriend and photos of me, and just like knickknacks, trinkets, little things that I've made and things that I've kept, and just it's very meaningful to me. So a lot of these things are things that are indebted with endued, what is the word? I guess like they embody magic rather than our actual magic, you know, like they are poetically a piece of something magical. So the next thing that I really wanted to show you guys was my garden, because I've been doing gardening, and I have chives, and I have thyme over, I'm looking over there because they're over on my windowsill, but they are my little babies. I love thyme, I love chives, I use them all the time in cooking, so I thought it would be a good idea to have plants of them during the summer that I could take care of. And I'm just so grateful to be able to garden. I didn't have a garden or like a backyard ever, so it just feels really nice to be able to have a green space in my home, or around my home, you know? That's a big privilege that not enough people talk about. But yeah, I love my garden, and it brings me so much joy. The next one is this teacup from my great-grandmother, and I never knew my great-grandmother, but she was so cool from the stories I've heard about her. And she was in love with my grandfather, and my grandfather, the way he would show his love to my grandmother was she loved wild roses. So anytime that he would see a wild rose, he would go and pick it for her, no matter if it was raining, no matter if he had to go under barbed wire and in a suit. True story, by the way, he did do that to get her a wild rose, and he was just so determined to show her how much he cared. And I just think that's the most romantic story ever, and I wrote a poem about it that I sent to my grandma, and she loved, and it was just really a sweet moment. So she recently gave me this teacup that is a very special heirloom that I'm very lucky to be able to keep, because like I feel like all of the granddaughters would have wanted it, and I was really lucky to get it. So it just means so much to me that she let me keep it, and I'm gonna have tea in it all the time. And it's just, although I'm kind of scared too, because it's such a precious heirloom, like I'm scared to use it, but at the same time it's like it's been waiting to be used for so long that it's like it better get its use. So I don't know how to show it love. I don't want to deny it love to pretend that I'm loving it, you know? Oh, that got so deep. So yeah, that's a beautiful story about my grandmother, our great-grandmother, that I just wanted. I think it gives it magic. Like, the meaning you put into the object is what gives it its magic, and that's so cool to me. The next object is this candy from Grave of the Fireflies, which is one of the first films that made me sob in the theater, like, in front of everybody. I couldn't hold it in. It was too upsetting. It was too real. And if you watch that movie and you don't feel like intense fear for society, then you're not paying attention. Like, it's really, really well done. And it was such an empathetic view on poverty that I loved it so much. So, I have this jar of candy, and it's really sad because I won't spoil it, but it's just a really sad piece of memorabilia. I don't know why I have it. Like, it was my ex's, and he gave it to me, and I feel like it's too awful to give it away because these children were starving and they couldn't have candy, so it's like I can't give away their last candy. Like, it just is. Like, he basically gave me a box of guilt for me to keep. But I love it, and it reminds me of that movie, and it reminds me of, like, how beautiful and resilient they were, and just, like, how awful society is. I don't know, it makes me think of a lot of feelings, so I'm never going to get rid of it, but it does have that magic, and it might even be some dark magic associated towards that item, I don't know. But, like, it's pretty sad, the feelings I get from it. And I take this all with a grain of salt. I don't know if I even believe in magic. I just know I believe that, like, what we put into something matters, and the energy we feel and the energy we put into things is important. And I think that's all that magic is trying to say, is that it matters to be intentional about things. So that's what I like about magic. But I don't necessarily know if it's like a magical force like in Star Wars, but you know, it has magical properties because it feels like magic sometimes. Another one of my favorite items that's so kind of silly, but there's two of them. There's this, it's actually my whole perfume collection I'm going to show you, but there's this old Taylor Swift perfume, and if you know me, I don't really listen to Taylor Swift that much, but not to be like, not like other girls about it. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be like that at all. I just, I'm caught in a trap. It's hard to talk about Taylor Swift online these days, but anyway, actually it's always been hard to talk about Taylor Swift online, but I find I liked her when I was 12 a lot, so I had her perfume, and I really love the bottle still, and I love the smell of it still, and so it's been a nice memory of who I was as a 12-year-old, not necessarily who I am now, but it is a nice memory. So I've been loving that smell, and it's giving me so much nostalgia of when I was 12, even though that was a hard time in my life. I don't know why I feel nostalgia for the part of my life that wasn't that good, but, you know, that's, memory is a funny thing. It tricks you into thinking a lot of things about things. So, so yeah, I was thinking about how the perfume bottles in my life told stories, and how each perfume bottle tells a different story, tells a different like time in my life, a different place where I felt like akin to certain smells and certain vibes. Like, it feels so cool to capture that in a bottle and then hold it forever. Like, perfume bottles are poetry to me. They're so cool. Especially when they're designed beautifully. And one of the other items that I should mention that is like the biggest item in my whole apartment is my dollhouse. I wrote a poetry collection called Dollhouse Downfall, about my dollhouse, and about how who we are as children forms who we are as adults, and how what we tell ourselves, the language, the lore we tell ourselves as children, how that forms us in our later years, and how those expectations and those dreams can shatter us later in life. But they can also let us free from those expectations and realize that maybe what you wanted as a child isn't what you want as an adult, and how confusing that can be. So that's what the poetry collection is about. But it's also about it uses a lot of imagery and aesthetics about dollhouses and dolls and childhood and girlhood, and it's a lot of fun to me. I don't know, it's just like I use like imagery of like puppets and like circuses and dolls and cottages and all of these things that make up the dreams of a little girl, and how society tells her what she should be and who she should be, and then when she breaks from that mold, how she's punished for it, and how when she becomes, like, for example, disabled, or if she becomes something that's not right in society's eye, how that can feel like you are severed from yourself, how you're, it's a cottage in a mirror of sorts. How that's my first collection as well, it's called Cottage in a Mirror. And all of my poetry is a lot about like identity of who you are versus what you think you are, what you say you are, who are you actually. Like, it's all about identity, and I find those questions very intriguing, and to find out like how time can affect how you perceive yourself is, I think about that a lot. But yeah, these were all my magical possessions, and I think those possessions all have stories in my life that it all creates a poem or a magic, I don't know, something cool, something that grips you, something that makes you feel something. It all is within that fabric that you're creating. And I think when you collect those things in your life that help you feel magic, you start to see the magic everywhere. You're like, wait a second, this brings me magic, this brings me magic. So I'd recommend you making a video like this, where you just like list all the things that make you feel magic. And this wasn't actually my original idea. I found it from the idea, someone did a tour of my magical possessions by DANNIJUHL. That's, and I will put that on screen here, but that's who gave me this idea, because I thought it was so clever to like think about what makes you feel alive and magical in your life, and what things have lore to you, what things have magic inside of them because you put it there, you know? I'd love to know. I hope this was eloquent enough and that it didn't just sound like I was rambling for 13 minutes. I don't know how long this will be, but but yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a wonderful day. And please subscribe if you liked this video. It really helps me out, and it would be nice to see more of you, because I'm so grateful for this community, and you've all been so kind and supportive and just like encouraging of me, even when I make crazy mistakes, like editing the wrong thing and making it not look so smooth. Like, I am not a professional. I'm just trying to learn how to do this as an artist. So thank you for giving me that space and time to grow, because it lets me experiment, and it's really fun. So thank you so much. I love you. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you in a few days. Goodbye.
Fashion with chamomile.